Yeah, of course. I mean,
Hello and welcome to Villa TV and to Matchday Live. It's a case of deja vu here at Villa Park as West Ham roll into town once again after their defeat in the FA Cup at the hands of Aston Villa just a fortnight ago. This time we're back to Premier League action with Aston Villa looking for a third win over West Ham this season. My name is Kate Tracey, and alongside me we have Ahmed Elmohamady, Stiliyan Petrov and Alan McInally. Stiliyan, we're back with West Ham again. Fortunately for our sake, we're back in the studio though.
It's better.
It's a lot better.
It's cold out there. It's raining. It's cold, but it's exciting again.
Perfect for the game.
He is perfect.
Perfect for the game.
If you want to,
Unai scored tonight. If he can just get it into the box for him, Unai. Unai scored today.
If you want to tackle, if you want to be on the floor, that's a perfect weather.
You always say this, Alan. You always say this about this kind of a weather. What do you actually mean?
Well, it's just because when you're passing the ball, you can zip it into people. It'll skim across the surface. If you've got a good touch, it gives you an advantage. It's difficult for defenders. It's difficult for defenders. If you play one over the top, because when it bounces, it's not going to hold up. It's going to skim even further, and that's how our balls forward have to be careful, because if they're going to be central, we don't want them just going to the goalkeeper. They have to be in those angles to give us a chance to get them. It's a great day for football.
Yeah,
I used to love days like this.
It's very good for strikers, but it's a nightmare for defenders, you know.
Yeah.
So set pieces today is going to be so important for both teams.
Especially when it comes to West Ham as well. We know the size and the scope then of their defenders as well. When you talk about set pieces, and we're going to go into the intricacies of today's game throughout the duration of the show. But Elmo, if Villa can just do to them what they did in the FA Cup when we were last here, then ideal.
To be fair, you know, it was a difficult start in the FA Cup. You know, it started bad and we conceded again so early like we did in the midweek in the Champions League. But we reacted very well. Set piece again, you know, Big Onana was in the right place at the right time and he scored that one. He's not playing today, so someone has to do that for him today. And the second goal, to be fair, was so good. Counter-attack, Oli and Morgan link up again. And good pass from Oli and Morgan scored. It was a good day for us. You know, we didn't win in the FA Cup for a long time, but that was good for everyone involved with the club.
It was such a good night, Stiliyan, wasn't it? The atmosphere as well. It was a freezing night. But, I mean, our show, I thought, was fantastic. Anyway, we had a feature-long special for that. But in terms of the game itself, in the second half then, Villa really came alive.
Yes, and it was a special occasion. I think the players will want the pressure to get the result. But we don't have to forget that West Ham came with a different approach. First half, they were just sitting back, they're just waiting. It was one-off game. Today will be a completely different game. They have to go, open up, make sure that they score goals because they need points. Don't get me wrong, they need points. And I think today Aston Villa will find more space. They'll be more up for the game. They'll be more relaxed because the form at home has been incredible. And I think that the players have to use that.
A 10-game unbeaten run then for Aston Villa. They've only had 3 streaks that have gone better than that in terms of their form at Villa Park. Right, lads, we better get some team news though. So starting with Aston Villa. Of course, in goal, as always, we have Emi Martinez, Matty Cash at right back, Ezri Konsa and Tyrone Mings making up the centre of defence. At left back, Luca Dean, Yuri Tielemans in midfield, Morgan Rogers, Leon Bailey over on the right. Jacob Ramsey comes back in, replacing Emi Buendia, who got that start against Monaco in midweek. Boubacar Kamara also in the centre of midfield, and Ollie Watkins up top. But you see from the bench there, John McGinn is back on the bench. Fantastic to see. Andres Garcia and Donyell Marlin, our new signings, also featuring on the bench. Right, here's West Ham. They have 3 changes. We've only got the one. They have 3, including in goal, Alphonse Areola replacing Lucas Fabianski. They also have Aaron Creswell still in the fray. Carlos Soler, who came on as a sub against their defeat against Crystal Palace. He actually gets a start this time round. Kufal also comes into the fray. Pekata, Mohamed Kudus up top. Edson Alvarez, Max Kilman, Thomas Souček, their captain. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Emerson. So 3 changes then for West Ham as well. But, Alan, only one change for Aston Villa, but that bench is exciting as our starting 11.
There's one thing that's jumped out on me, and I know he's desperate to play. He's just dying to get back in, John McGinn, and I'm delighted the boss has put him on the bench. I mean, we have a big game today. It's a Premier League game, and we need to continue our good form at home. But we have a huge game on Wednesday night, and I know it's important for John that he wants to be part of it. So the bit lucky he'll play, 20 minutes, make sure he's okay, make sure he warms up properly is another big thing. And there's a couple of players in that starting lineup that have something to prove today with the new players they've brought in. With Malin, with Garcia, there's players out there that still have to prove to the manager they're worthy staying here at Aston Villa. So it's a big day all round. There is absolutely no way we will start the game as way we started against West Ham in the Cup, because we were slow. The gaffer was furious on Tuesday night and on Wednesday and on Thursday. So if the guys need to know exactly what the manager's thinking about, there's no way we will start as slow as we did. And I'll think that, hopefully we can get them on the back. I always talk about this. Have a fast start. Move the ball quick through midfield and put them under pressure. And let's see the boys starting today really nailing their name to the mast by just reminding the boss that I know this is January and I know there's new players coming in, but there's a place for me in this football team.
Yeah, and Elmo, just on that, as Alan was saying there, that Unai, we know he's always so measured, isn't he, in his press conferences, pre-game, post-game, whichever. There was an air of frustration after Monaco then. So, like we know with this team, their readiness to bounce back after a disappointment like that is there for all to see.
And he was right to be fuming after the game, to be honest. He didn't recognize his team, the style he's playing. Everything was slow. We didn't start well again against Monaco, and we conceded from a set piece, It's a big thing for the manager. And to be fair, after that, we didn't react well like we did against Arsenal. Against Arsenal, with 2-0 down, and we reacted very well, and we got a point away from home at a very difficult place. But against Monaco, everything was slow. So today, the manager needs that action from the players. So you have to start well. To warm up very well and start first 10-15 minutes, you have to score a goal and to be, up front. Because West Ham, they got a new manager. We played them the first game he was there, It's a different style, but they are a very good team. They got some players. They got Paqueta in the team. They got Kudus in the team. They're very good players. They can hurt you. They can score goals. So we have to be at it today.
I was going to say to Stan, were you surprised midweek? We get the 2-2 draw against Arsenal. We come back from 2-0 down. And I was thinking that there was a good feeling going into the Monaco game. And yet we played so poorly. Are you surprised at that?
No, not at all.
Really?
Not at all. And
what, through fatigue or just?
I'll tell you what. Villa has played so many games.
Yeah.
And the way the manager set up the team, he wants the intensity, he wants the break quick, he wants the team to play in a high intensity. And when you go to Monaco is proven that to have a young physical team. And this season, for some reason, we have seen that we have struggled against the physical teams. And this has been a problem, and especially when we missed Nana and McGinn, who can give you that little bit more aggressiveness, a little bit more physicality. We did miss that because the team did look tired, but that's normal. That's completely normal, and you have to, as a manager, as fans, you have to expect that. It's so many games, and the demand in the Champions League is high. And with the new format, don't get me wrong, but every single team count on their home game. Yeah. That's what it's all about, and that's what they try to get.
Well, even though you and I were in Monaco and we were watching the game, and I was still expecting the lads to get into the game. And okay, Ollie has a good chance before the end of the first half. Goalkeeper makes a good save, but even then, I still thought we were going to produce a little bit more. Do you not think so?
I think
it just wasn't there.
I think the lads give everything against Arsenal, and it would be a fatigue, against Monaco. Even after they scored, I know we create some chances, but. Throughout the 90 minutes, it was a bit of tiredness there. You can see it on the players. But today is a different game. We have to react today.
It's understandable, though, isn't it? Right, we've covered Monaco at least, and we've managed to get that slight bit of an elephant out of the room. But back to happier matters and the Premier League. And as Alan, you were just saying there, the last time Aston Villa were in the Premier League, they came back from 2-0 down to secure a draw at the Emirates.
It should be a tasty one, this one. Villa, of course, beat Arsenal away last season to severely dent the title ambitions of Mikel Arteta's side. Box, this is the crossing. Right, referee Martin again, shot carried away by Raya. Trossard makes an angle for a cross and it's dangerous. Oh, saved on the line by
what
Martinez.
A save! What a save!
Down. It's given. The technology has given it. Rips across it now. This is dangerous and he's drilled home. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. Moving forward on the Villa left. Swept out to him now. Wants to send a cross in. It's a good
great ball.
Well, towards Stiliyan. Oh, what a goal
That's
that
a
is!
great ball.
Lovely ball in from the left-hand side. Come on. Stiliyan. Oh, it gives the outside of the post. So close to a leveller. Toward the far side. Looking for Watkins. That's it. Equaliser. Come on. Ollie Watkins scores at the Emirates, just like he did last season. And from 2-0 down, Villa are back on terms. 2-2. Towards Marino to straight. Oh no! He's gone in. But wait there, has the referee allowed this?
No.
I don't think he has.
No.
Elmohamady with an important touch. Shot goes in, hits the ball. Comes out. Jump towards Donny Trossard. Shoot. Oh, save with the legs of Martinez. Unbelievable stuff. That is it. The whistle has gone. It feels like a victory for Aston Villa.
What a game. What character from this team.
Oh, Mikel Arteta must absolutely hate us, mustn't he? It was some comeback, though, wasn't it? And Stiliyan, it was fantastic as well to see Youri Tielemans getting on the score sheet. That diving header as well. He had a fantastic game. He could have easily, quickly doubled up in the process as well.
Yes, and it's really important to have midfielders who runs from deep, take the pressure off the strikers, scoring goals. Youri Tielemans do have that feeling when to make those runs, when to get in the box, and it was the perfect cross for Digne, and it was just a good finish. And this is what Villa was really good, getting the ball wise and getting bodies in the box. And this is Youri Tielemans just attacking in the right areas. But it was all about the inviting cross. It's about get the players on the end of it. And Youri Tielemans at this time was with the perfect finish.
He was brave as well because it was
Great.
difficult. Yeah.
There's another one for the podcast, Alan. That's two podcasts with first-team players that they've gone and scored on pretty much their next game.
Well, I'm not going to say it was the podcast.
I am.
I'm going to say it was the McInally team talk that told Tielemans to get in the box. But I tell you what, from our point of view, the best thing for that, apart from the run from Youri, is the fact that Digne wasn't put under pressure by the fullback, which means don't think about it. You know, if he's not coming to you to close you down and you can throw the ball into that 6-yard area and all the lads will know that, then everybody makes a run. Digne's first to make the cross in. But as soon as he does that, everybody has to do their job after that. And if Yuri's across the near post, and then it's Ollie or whoever it might be. And that was one of the best things about the goal. It's not take a touch and come back inside. If you've got the chance in those wider areas, because his starting position from the pass out is on the touchline. That gives us loads of space. He's seeing everything inside. And as soon as the defender stays there, get the ball in the box. That then we can become really reactive to the cross and obviously get a really good goal. It was a super goal by us.
And it was the same case, but on the other side, on the right side, for Ollie Watkins' goal as well, Elmo. Matty Cash with a perfect cross in. And Ollie Watkins, as he so often is, just right place, right time.
I was surprised, to be honest. Cashy was his left foot, you know, but
Who knew?
to be fair, it was a great cross. And Ollie, you know, he always scored against Arsenal. He was in the right place at the right time, and he took it very well. It's not easy, by the way. Ask Alan, as a striker, you know, when it coming like that through bodies, you know, it's not easy. He didn't see the ball well, but he's there and he took it very well. But to be fair, you know, we played there at Arsenal before so many games. You know, it's not easy when you 2-0 down and coming back. The determination from the players and everyone there was unbelievable, you know, in the second half especially. And to be fair, you know, it was a great call from the manager to bring on Lucas Digne in the second half. Because if you watch the game, you see Martinelli in the first half, he was enjoying that in the right-hand side, you know, and Maatsen had a difficult first half, but Lucas Digne came on, you know, the assist for the first goal, and he had a very good second half, but it was a great result at the end, you know, getting a point away from home.
And it's almost like ex-Arsenal players coming back to haunt them as well. I say ex-Arsenal players, Unai Emery, but also Emi Martinez, of course, as well. He had a fantastic game in terms of the saves then. And just when Arsenal were chucking everything they possibly could at Villa in the closing stages, Stiliyan, Emi came to the fore with an unbelievable double save.
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He wins at least 20 plus points for the team every season. His way, the way he applies himself in the goal, the boys feel safe with him, and this is something another one. Look at the composure with him. He knows what's happening. He just needed a touch, and he managed to do that. But he's so important for this team, not just because the team is building from the back, but with his saves. And when he keeps the team in the games, it gives them opportunity to get something from the game. And this time we managed to get a good point.
And Alan, you were saying how pivotal Luca Dean was, and Elmo was saying there the fact that it was a brave call to bring him on then over Ian Maatsen, who has had a great start to his time at Aston Villa anyway, but was just struggling defensively somewhat. But Luca Dean, he's set to make his 100th Premier League appearance today. So he has just been a fantastic servant for this club, hasn't he, in his time here?
Yeah, he has, and and I expect plenty more from him, to be honest. He's got a good left peg. I don't think it's by chance, to be honest, that the manager's brought him on not thinking he might play a part in a goal, because I think his delivery is better than Ian. I think Ian, they both like to get forward, and Ian certainly does, and incidentally has been involved in goals for us for sure. But I just think the gaffer thinks in terms of balance that particular day against Arsenal, and to bring on Luca, and you're also bringing on a football player that's experienced, that knows exactly what's required. And and what he does do is, when we have the ball in that area on the right hand side, he's not a spectator on the left hand side. If we have the ball's on the left, you're part of the attacking team, you get in at the back post, and that's what he's done. He's done it a few times. That's not just a surprise, that, by the way.
But it's not just his distribution about going forward. Defensively, he's been solid.
Absolutely.
He's been really good. He's been aggressive. Every time he's been asked to do the job, he's done the job perfectly. But he gives the team a different dimension when he plays. He goes forward. He commits those runs, and he don't hesitate, as Ali mentioned.
Yeah.
He don't hesitate to put the ball. And sometimes some teams will look and try to build up and have the perfect moment. He just don't hesitate. He get that opportunity and he put the ball in the box.
He's calm on the ball.
Yes.
We've all played with players that the ball can be a bit of a hot potato, especially with 20 minutes to go, with 15 minutes to go.
Not with me now.
Well, no.
Not looking in this room at all.
Naturally, not with the lads. But he is genuinely, he's quite a great, not a graceful, that's a wrong way to put it, but he's just comfortable on the ball, and he looks as if he knows exactly what he's doing. And I go back to the goal itself. It's a touch. No pressure put on him, so he's linking, okay, what do I have to do? I need to get the ball in the box, because that's what Ollie's looking for, that's what our midfield runners are looking for, and the ball was spectacular and the goal was sensational.
And Elmo, it was also great to see them being able to get that result against Arsenal and away from home, which was a bit of a sticking point there for a while, but going to Goodison Park, going to the Emirates, now back at Villa Park, and as I was saying earlier on, a 10-game unbeaten streak now. This place really has become a fortress again.
Yeah, we changed our away form a little bit in the last couple of games, going to Goodison and get that win, in the first game for David Moyes was difficult, but we managed to get the 3 points against Arsenal. We did what we did to get a point away from home. But our home form, it's been sensational, and we need to use that. If you look at the last year as well, our home form, that's what got us to the Champions League, We used our home, Villa Park, the atmosphere here, the fans and everything, around the club. So we need to use that, from now until the end of the season. All home games, you need to get, the most points you can get, because at home, we are a very difficult team to play against. A lot of teams coming here at Villa Park, and they just we go in there, we're having a difficult day. So we need to use that from now until end of the season.
Now, the other huge part of news in January is the January transfer window, and Villa have been very active, haven't they, in terms of comings and goings, in terms of players. Seen Jadon Philogene, he's gone to Ipswich, of course, Diego Carlos to MATCHDAY, but we've also brought in Andres Garcia from Levante and Daniel Marlin from Borussia Dortmund, and the latter spoke to Villa TV earlier this week.
Daniel, welcome to Aston Villa. How does it feel to have signed for the club?
Amazing. I'm very happy. I'm very proud.
What was it about Aston Villa that attracted you to join the club?
I think the ambitions, the plan of the coach. It's a nice stadium. I've seen a lot this year, and so that's the reasons.
You join us in January. There's plenty of games coming thick and fast. You must be excited to get started.
Yeah, of course. A lot of games, a lot of big games also. So I'm very excited.
You've got plenty of experience across Europe and on the international stage. How has that helped shape the player that you are today?
I've seen a lot of football. I've been in different leagues now. I played Euros. I played a lot of tournaments. So that creates a lot of character. So from there, I just have to show it.
A teammate you know very well is Ian Maatsen from your time together with the Netherlands and Borussia Dortmund. You must be excited to be reunited again.
Yeah, he texted me a few times and I spoke to him, and he said very good things about the club. So I'm very happy to see him again.
How much are you looking forward to playing back in England and in the Premier League? You previously said that to play in the Premier League would be a dream come true.
Yeah, it's a dream come true for sure. I mean, I've been in the academy for Arsenal, and it was always a dream to play here, and it's finally happening. So I'm very happy.
What kind of player can Villa fans expect? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I mean, I'm a forward. I try to create, score goals, give assists, and just give the stadium a buzz, and yeah, try to do special things.
You faced Villa in pre-season last summer, and from looking through our records, played at Villa Park in an under-21s game in 2016. How excited are you to be walking out of Villa Park wearing claret and blue and have the support of the fans behind you?
I'm excited, and I remember the first time with 23s. Walking the stadium, I was like, wow, it's a proper big stadium, so I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
And just finally, what are your ambitions for the second half of the season?
I mean, I try to help the team and give them something that's one of my qualities. So from there, we have to keep pushing and look up.
Yeah, great to hear from Donyell Marlin. And Stiliyan, you and I were talking about before we went live, talking all about him and the potential versatility he can bring to Villa as well.
Yeah, if it's the bill. I mean, he can play across the front line, he can play left, right, he can play up front, he's got the speed. But I think that will give Aston Villa fans a different view about the team. I think will help the team as well to be more prolific going forward, especially Bailey as well. I think with playing only Bailey on the right, one natural winger, it does concentrate some of the teams to prepare and make their plan to just closing down, to double up, to make sure they close the space. But now, having another option, he can free him, he can give him a little bit more space and can give him more confidence because he's an outstanding player, and I think that will help Bailey as well to flourish and to become even better.
Yeah, Ahmed, there are so many ways that this signing could not only be a fantastic signing in isolation, but as Stiliyan was just saying there, in terms of Leon Bailey as well, we know when Moussa Diaby was here, the competition for a place with Leon Bailey seemed to really elevate him to another level. And with Marlon coming in now, is that another potential aspect to this signing?
I hope so, because he is a very important player for us. You know, you can see last year he can produce goals, assists, and everything. He was having a great year last year, but this year, you know, he didn't start well. You know, I think it's back to confidence. He needs that confidence back from everyone around him, from the players around him, from the manager and everyone. And you can see a different player. But like you said, you know, competition now, it's very important for the team. You know, I hope he can get some minutes today and can show us. You know, like Stan spoke about him. You know, he can play any position. You know, in the front three. So I think the manager will use him more on the wing, because you got two very good players. You know, they having a great competition, Oli and Duran. So I hope today he can get some minutes, because he's not playing on Wednesday. So I think the manager will give him some minutes today.
You make a good point, actually, that he is not eligible, of course, yet to play until we get into hopefully we get into the knockout stages of the Champions League, so won't be eligible for Celtics. Hopefully gets the minutes today. And of course, Alan, he knows Ian Maatsen very well, both Dutch, both from Borussia Dortmund. Yep. So hopefully he will have just settled in well.
Well, I would imagine he'll have spoken to Ian prior to to signing here anyway. The first question, the opening question you said to the lads was about his versatility. I'm looking forward to actually meeting the guy and telling me, what's your best position? Where do you like to play? Yeah, that's what I'd like to say, Stan.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's nice for us. I mean, I was really fortunate. I played in a Celtic team with Brian McClare, Maurice Johnson and myself. And we kind of rotated there as a front three when we played 4-3-3 with Celtic. But to be honest, I'd like to know what his best position is. Is it just on the, does he prefer right or left?
He's both left and right footed.
Because every time I've seen him with Dortmund, he's been all over the place.
Yeah, he plays left, right, and he's played through the middle as well. So he's got the speed, he's got the creativity, he's got the flair to create something in that final third. And when you bring a player like that, it gives you a boost to the team. But having a player that can play in any other position, that means that you can alternate and make sure that you use him where is his best. And it seems at the moment we have to wait and see where he feels comfortable and what he can produce.
Yeah, we need to give him a few weeks, for God's sakes. You know, we can't. I mean, we everybody as a player, whether you go to a team at the beginning of the season or halfway through the season, you want to be hitting the ground running, but you need to just give him a little bit of time. I heard he's quick, which I'm delighted with,
pace to the team,
because pace with a little bit of skill.
Yeah.
It just gives you that little bit of gold dust at times that can change a game, literally change a game.
Have you haven't watched any footage yet of it?
Well, yes, I have. but when I'm talking about they said he's quicker than that, Al, and I was thinking, well, in that case, I'm delighted with that.
Yeah.
It's so far, I mean, it's difficult to know. I mean, to be fair, you and I'll take him on as a race at training.
No, you're right. He's quick. You know, we played against Dortmund in the preseason. You know, I was there, and he was quick. You know, he had a great game against us. You know, and you can see what he got. But back to Alan, you know, when you in the modern football now, when you bring players and you know he can play in a different position, this is great for the manager because you need him, you know, on the right, you can need him in the left. Like Morgan now, the manager just keep, you know, changing his position. You know, he played in like 4 positions now since the start of the season, and you need that at the manager. You know, the options. You know, it can give more easy decision to the manager. So hopefully today he can bring him on, and we can see which position he play him in.
And there's another one little thing, Kate, genuinely, and it's quite a big thing in terms of modern day footballers. He's coming from a team from Borussia Dortmund that are a big team in Germany. Like, you know, did he have to move? Did he want to move? Is he not getting the game time? He's not just moving to a team in England. He's moving to Aston Villa Football Club, Champions League football, with a manager with a European pedigree, with players that are international players. He's not just leaving Dortmund to just like, oh, this will be okay. I'm hoping he's moving to continue his career that's even better in Europe than he had when he was at Dortmund. That's why I want him to come to Aston Villa.
And of course,
You know, the one thing we've seen it from Unai Emery, every single player who comes here, he gets developed.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gets better and he
That's a
gets
good point,
better.
Stan.
Yeah.
And this is something that you need to understand. Whatever quality he brings to that team, he will just get better because he has the manager, the coaching staff, people around the club who are working and strive to get those players better. And it seems like we've got a very good player that we can make better.
and it doesn't seem to matter what age, what experience they've got. Unai just seems to be able to improve all of them. But someone who he's going to really be hoping to improve is the other new signing, Andres Garcia from Levante, at only the age of 21 as well. Now, he also sat down with Villa TV earlier on this week and spoke about the fact that he is relishing the challenge of joining Aston Villa.
Andrés, bienvenido a Aston Villa. ¿Cómo te sientes de unirte al club?
Pues es un orgullo tremendo. Creo que es el sueño que todo futbolista tiene. Y para mí es un paso muy grande que afronto con muchísimas ganas, con mucha ilusión y sobre todo con mucho respeto al club. Para mí es un orgullo tremendo poder defender estos colores y estoy esperando ya el momento para poder hacerlo.
¿Cuántas ganas tienes de trabajar con Unai Emery?
Muchísimas. Al final es un entrenador que he seguido durante mucho tiempo porque tiene una trayectoria magnífica. Ha estado en varios equipos españoles, que eso al final me ha podido permitir verlo sobre todo en partidos pues en sus antiguos clubes como Sevilla o Valencia, y lo he visto mucho, y es un entrenador que sé que enseña mucho a sus jugadores, que es muy determinante, que cuando tiene alguna idea hasta que no la lleva a cabo no para, y creo que tenemos cosas en común, sobre todo la forma de trabajar. Entonces creo que va a ser un entrenador que me va a aportar muchísimo y espero yo poder aportarle también a él, claro que sí.
Solo tienes 21 años. ¿Sientes que tienes oportunidades para aprender y desarrollar aún más tu partido aquí?
Sí, te diría que con las cualidades que tengo yo como futbolista, las características que tengo, creo que la Premier League es la liga ideal para mi forma de jugar, y el poder alcanzarlo con 21 años, la verdad que es un orgullo para mí y sobre todo es un desafío. Creo que aprender de compañeros que tengo en el club va a ser lo mejor que voy a tener, va a ser un paso muy grande, porque aquí hay gente con mucha trayectoria, con mucha calidad, y para mí es un desafío, pero lo afronto con muchas ganas, y como tú bien dices, de alcanzarlo de tan corta edad, con 21 años, es un desafío y un reto importante, pero que tengo muchísimas ganas, sí.
Great to hear from Andres. And Stiliyan, you can just see even by his facial expressions there and everything he was saying, how excited he is to have been picked up by Unai Emery and to have joined Aston Villa.
I mean, 21. You've played for Levante and you've got the opportunity to play for Aston Villa in the Premier League. Of course, you have to be excited. But it's as a player, what I've seen, I've managed to speak with Carlos Coelho, who used to be at Villa, Luis Garcia, regarding the player and what he offers. It seems like both think that he's got better ability to be a winger rather than a fullback. And I've seen some clips, and he does look exciting. Left, right foot. He seems like he likes to go outside. He likes to go inside. He don't hesitate to take people on. So it looks like Unai Emery has followed this player for a long time. And Monchi and Unai Emery have got a very hard, but at the same time easy job, because they've got the key, the core players of the team. Now they just have to add players to help those players to get better. And it seems like we're buying players with excitement that can make this team better.
And I know a few people said, well, he's come from the second tier of Spanish football, Levante. Look at Morgan Rogers this time last year, coming from Middlesbrough, and look what Unai Emery has done with him. So in these signings, we completely trust regardless of where they come from.
Yeah, I spoke to Monchi and Damian last week. You know, they've been watching him for a couple of years now. He's 21, but he played so many games with Levante. I know it's second division in Spain, but still so many games, you know, for a 21 years old. And he can, like Stan spoke about him, he can use his both feet. He started as a winger, and now he's playing as a right back, and he's been playing as a right back for last 2 years, and he's a very good young player. He can go forward, he can defend, so it's a great option. Good competition for Kashi, you know. So this is what you need as a manager. You need competition in every place. So we got very good competition in the left now. We got very good competition on the right now. So hopefully we can see him today, you know, in a few minutes.
And Alan, I'm going to get your thoughts on him in just a moment, but we better get Unai Emery's thoughts on him. Not saying that it's any more important than yours by any means, but of course, Unai Emery very excited about his latest recruit.
He's a right fullback, potential young player. He was progressing so quick, and I knew him before, and his career as well. I know how he was doing as a person as well, and we decided to sign him because we were thinking it was a good opportunity. Just in this moment was a very good opportunity how he's progressing so quick in his career. And hopefully with Andres Garcia, we can progress quick in his adaptation, and how he can as well to understand everything in Premier League about the level we have.
Unai Emery there talking about the quick progression, the quick development. He's only 21, Alan, but Unai has spotted something in him, as the lads have been saying there, just how quickly he is already progressing. So what can he really go on to, even more so here?
Well, let's face it, I'll put my cards on the table. I've never seen him before, genuinely. Andres Garcia Robledo, if you to give him his full name. ¿Cómo se siente?
You speak Spanish?
I'm poco. Which is obviously not Spanish. But in terms of, it's a manager signing. We trust Unai Emery, we trust Damian, and we trust Monchi. They've seen the boy. You know, the language with him won't be a problem. He'll obviously have to learn English, obviously. That's a natural thing for him to do. But to be involved with the lads and to progress to something that they expect him to be, which is better than he is right now. He's only coming as a filler at the moment. It'll be somebody to push Matt Cash all the way. And with a bit of luck in a year and a half, you never know, he might be a starter. But you've got to trust the manager's judgment, having been watching him for a year and a half or whatever it is. And obviously the lads, I mean, had we been somewhere that a Scottish manager buys me, a Bulgarian manager needs it, but you're like, oh wow, he knows who I am, he wants me to come there. It's not just like I'm signing you because you're Spanish, son. I'm signing you because I want you to come here and make my football team better. So it's all on Unai Emery, this one, and with a bit of luck, he's got a nice gem there.
Stiliyan, how much of a confidence boost for a young player like that would that be, to have been scouted by someone like Unai Emery? Absolutely. And to really have gone for them and to brought them to a place like this? How much confidence is that going to give you?
Huge, and especially a manager who knows your ability of the pitch as well, because it's not just Unai Emery. If you look at his transfers, he don't just bring players that add on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, into the dressing room, players who are willing to fight, to get better, to strive for better. And when you have a manager like that, and when you have his trust, it gives you a huge, huge advantage. But it's down to the player now to develop, to listen, and to the right things, and to stay in the team. Because looking the way from the clips, what we've seen, it seems like he fights for it. Yeah. He wants to be part of the team. He's got the strength, he's got the physicality, he's got the speed. And now it's up to him just to listen, to just get everything on board and just go and release it and play well.
Now, of course, Unai Emery has been very busy during the January transfer window, but luckily for our sake, he has also found the time to sit down with the media to preview today's game.
You've recently beaten West Ham in the Cup. What do you expect?
Very important, those 3 points on Sunday against West Ham. Very difficult, because every matches in Premier League are very difficult. Of course, West Ham, they are not being consistent, but they have now a new coach. Tactically, they are going to improve, sure, playing matches, and they have very good players as well. Maybe they can have some important players as well injured, but for us Sunday is very important, how we can face them, how we can prepare the match as better as possible to try to be consistent like we are at the moment at home. And is the most important for us is Premier League, and to be in the table top 8 position, and of course always close to try to have the opportunities in the future in the table to try to threat top 4, top 5 position.
The furthest you'll travel in the next month is the 26 miles to Wolverhampton. So with 5 of your next 6 games at Villa Park and your excellent record there, how big an opportunity do you sense that this is to make consistent progress?
But the consistency is our objective, and we can improve in it only facing each match and focusing each match. Because if we are not winning on Sunday, again, we are not being consistent at home, because we lost in Monaco after 2 very good matches we played in Everton and Arsenal, and we lost. The consistency we have to try to get, still work to do, and is thinking each match and focusing each match and trying to work every day, transmitting this message with the players and with the club and with the supporters and with every worker we have here in Aston Villa. And our success will come in case we are improving and we are progressing.
Great to hear from Unai Emery, as per usual, because we will not be hearing from him during today's game, because unfortunately he's got a touchline ban because of an accumulation of yellow cards, Alan. So the rest of the staff are going to have to step in his absence here. Does that have that much of an effect?
I can remember a manager shouting at me quite a lot. I was delighted when he was sitting in the stand and he didn't get to shout at me from the touchline. Yeah, I think it will make a little bit, maybe not too much. Paco was assistant here, but what's his second name? I can't remember. I can't remember. It's too difficult. I know. I just thought I'd throw you under the bus there. But and you're still talking about huge experience there, and I mean, and to a certain extent, I think the gaffer might be quite happy with sitting back, having a different... I mean, he knows exactly what's going on, but just in terms of what he will see just differently from a different angle sometimes might even jump his ideas into something else at half-time. Listen, the yellow card, the thing at Arsenal was an absolute joke, by the way. Yeah. But nevertheless, that's the way it is, so he takes his medicine, and it's only just the one game today. So hopefully it won't matter. Hopefully he's got plenty of information over to the thing. And like I said, likes of, Monchi and Paco, that are going to be on the bench anyway, then I don't think there'll be a problem. And if there is, he'll be in contact and telling them exactly what wants to happen.
Yeah, and Austin McPhee as well, of course.
Correct.
He'll be bang there as well, won't he? But yeah, it's going to give him a very different perspective, though, Elmo. Actually seeing, I mean, Unai watches football completely differently to anyone else, I'd imagine, anyway. But a different perspective up high, I'm imagining, looking down on it now today. But yeah, you weren't happy with the fact he got that yellow card.
It was a strange one, to be honest. He just kicked the ball back, and then the fourth ref just gave him a yellow for no reason. But anyway, you have to take it on and then just move on. Yeah, it's. I think it's the first time the manager will be sat in the stands today. So it's, like Alan said, it's a different position for him. So he can watch the game in a different position, and then he will be in contact with the assistant down there. And of course, as a player, when you don't see a manager on the touchline, it's a different feeling. He's always there. The players used to it. So it's going to be different for the players today, but I hope it doesn't affect the players today, and then just go on with the game and get us 3 points.
And Stiliyan, in that presser, he spoke about Graham Potter and the fact that when Villa last played West Ham, he'd only been there for 2 days, but so now he should have a lot more consistency. He should have had he has had plenty more time to coach them. So he's expecting something different from West Ham.
Yeah, of course. You expect, West Ham with a poor form, and this is the reason why you change a manager. You did something new, something different to come in and give different messages and play different styles. What we saw at the Cup game, we didn't see anything different, but as you say and mentioned, that he only worked with the team only couple of days. But now it will be different. I think they'll set up in the same way. I think he knows the threat from Villa players, the style of play. He understands that Unai Emery now have a very clear plan of action, and I don't expect them to produce anything else. I think they'll just sit back, they'll wait for it, they'll try to close the space especially for Morgan Rogers and Watkins, because they know they can hurt them, and I don't expect them to change much from the Cup game. But it's a new manager, and he would like to put his name in, try this team to win as quick as possible, because they'll need points.
They're still struggling with injuries. I mean, there's no Mavropanis. Well, he's suspended, to be fair.
Red card, yeah.
Jared's out. Jared Bowen, the boy Somerville's who came in, who was doing quite well for them. He won't be available.
He got hurt during the FA Cup game, actually.
Yeah.
But out with that,
Mikel Antonio as well.
Yeah, of course. And let's hope he's okay. My goodness, what happened to him? But in terms of Graham Potter, so they got beat last week by Crystal Palace at home. Didn't have a shot on target, by the way, which I didn't realise until I was looking at it today. And I was a bit like, well, that's unbelievable for them not to have a shot on target. So I'm a bit alarm bells.
But they beat Fulham, Alan, and
they beat Fulham 3-2 at home, to be fair, didn't they? Which is a super result.
It was, yeah. But I'm surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, but in terms of them no shot on target, Potter will be like, hey, 20 yards out, 18 yards out, 30 yards out, we want shots on target, we want shots, we need to be working the goalkeeper more. So the guys just have to be a bit tuned on for that, for sure, because he won't want that to continue, for God's sakes. We're going into the game favourites. We're going into the game favourites here, for absolutely sure we are. But we need to play that way in the opening 20 minutes to make sure we put a bit of doubt in their minds as well, regardless of how often they manage to come over the halfway line to us. But just that stat alone from last week against Palace, when they got beat 2-0, I was like, I don't like that. We need to make sure we keep them quiet, and let's hope the lads manage to do that today.
And Unai also touched upon the fact we've got this run of home games now. 5 of our next 6 games are at Villa Park. The furthest Aston Villa are going to have to travel in the next 6 games is to Molineux, it's to Wolverhampton. So it's a perfect opportunity, as Unai was saying there, Elmo, just to find that consistency again, to really build on these results and just to build up again that consistency.
Yeah, it's so important, So like I said, in the last couple of games away from home, we did very well, got 4 points, from 6. So especially, the one against Arsenal. But our home form has been fantastic, and then we keep to continue that. Back to Graham Potter, I know we played them in FA Cup. It was just his first game, He only had 1 session with the team, but he never get a result against Villa. He never win against Villa. It's a good stats to use today. Just keep going and just keep.
There's a kiss of death right there.
No. I'm just saying a really smart move from the manager, and he start to build up for the next 6 games.
Yeah,
because we've been through it. That it don't work the way you think. It don't work because we've got a home record that everything will be fine. The teams won't turn up and try to beat you. No. That's what they'll try to do. The manager now putting in the player's head is, we've got the next game. It's bigger. We're going to do MS sets, but now it's important to address this to make sure I start earlier. And it's a great approach.
It's a good start today, you know, to the week, because next week is so important. Champions League, and then the game against, you know, Wolves is going to be another derby as well. So it's important that week we got 6 points and we go through it in the Champions League. Is going to be massive for the club.
And momentum is huge, isn't it? And confidence is huge. That comes with wins as well. Right, lads, we're nearly there. So all I require from you, again, are your predictions, please. Alan, you're thinking about it. I can see the cogs whirring there. Do you want to kick us off?
Well, let's hope I was right with no shots on target. So I'll go 2-0 us.
Ooh, okay.
Ollie to score, because I think, does he become the fastest to 100 goals? You'll know him.
Yes, for goals and assists, I do have the stat, not to hand right now, but yeah, he will become about...
Nevertheless, let's go 2-0 Villa, Ollie to score.
Ollie to score as well. Silly.
I'll go 3-0.
Do you want to give us some goal scorers?
I'll go Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins, and I'll go for Marlon.
Oh, Marlon's come on.
Why not?
Perfect debut.
What up at Villa Park as well?
Perfect script there, Stiliyan. Elmo, match that.
I'm going 3-1. Morgan, Oli, and Duran to come on and score, because he's scored against them, you know, in the first game of the season. So I hope so. He comes on and score again. Just give him that confidence since he's came back from that, red card.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's going to help his confidence as well.
We'll talk about confidence. You three have all given me a lot of confidence going into this game, so hopefully the result is there as well. But we have so much coming your way on Villa TV. So a reminder that coming up on Villa TV, we have the under-21s in action on Monday night. They take on Fulham under-21s at Bodymoor Heath. You can watch the match live with a Villa TV Plus subscription. And of course, coming up, as the lads were just mentioning there, our Matchday live show on Wednesday ahead of Villa's crucial Champions League encounter against Celtic, as Villa hope to book their place in the top 8 and reach the Champions League round of 16. Now, make sure you also head to Villa TV for commentary of today's game. And today it is Mark Regan alongside Ian Taylor.